What's up, guys? Welcome to our Resellers podcast with daily refinement and all things Les. Today, we're going to do a live coaching session. It's kind of a modified coaching session. I'm going to ask Les questions and things that I feel like need to be clarified. I'll clarify to the camera and we'll go back into coaching. So today's topic is a listing goal. And it's really important. This is a big topic for everybody. I'm going to start the beginning of creating a listing goal for Les online. And we'll talk about it. We'll get into it. So Les, you've been out there for a while. Yes. Our profit goal is $200 profit a day.
Yeah.
And I wanted to start with seeing how you feel about that, because it's $200 profit every single day is the goal.
Yeah.
But you've already hit it a couple times. So now we need to change it from once in a while to every single day. So tell me how you feel about that goal.
I feel like it's very much doable once I've started to consistently post online. But I feel like right now, since we have our schedule, like, okay, I consign on these days and like this day is for posting, I feel like it would be a little challenging just because I need to catch up definitely with like the listing. But as in consignment, if I did go thrift and then the next day I went to consign, and if I thrifted enough things for like maybe 2 days of consignment and then thrift again and then another 2 days of consignment, I could definitely hit that 200 goal.
Okay, so I just want to clarify here. So Les is able to make $200 profit sometimes going to consignment shops, which is like the lowest hanging fruit. You just buy stuff from the thrift store, garage sales, drop it off at a consignment shop. They give you cash or store credit. She's had a couple of days over $200 so far profit in that way, but we're trying to build up our online store. So this is where I'm going to get in some questions for Les, because we're getting ready to create a listing goal. So 10 items a day times $20 profit is the normal thing that I recommend.
Yeah.
And so you have about a 1,000 item store, which would fit. Right now we're in a room that's like 15 by 15. So about this size would be big enough for you to make a full-time living. So my question is, do you want to start with like one item a day and be consistent and just get in the habit of listing every single day for about 10, 15 minutes to get that one listing up? Or do you want to go like all of them on Tuesday and then don't worry about it the rest of the week? So like 7 listings on Tuesday or 1 listing a day, 7 days a week. How do you want to approach it, you think?
I think I wouldn't like to do the 1 time a day. I just feel like that's a little bit too low. I'm maybe thinking taking all of my pictures, because I did take all of my pictures earlier. Maybe taking all of my pictures today, and then as the week goes by, maybe listing 3 or 2 per day. So I don't know what that model would look like yet, but I feel like the 1 a day, I'm like maybe a little bit more.
Have you tried listing while you're waiting in line at any of these?
Yes, I have.
What's that experience?
Super easy.
So do you think you can do a listing based on the photos that you took?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
The only problem that I ran into was, for example, if someone asked for measurements and if I'm only coming in like on Tuesdays, like when we're filming, that has been a little bit of trouble, because I'm like, oh, I'm not going to come until Tuesday. Or I was listing a jacket and I noticed it did not have a size tag on it. So then I was like, oh, I can't really list that because I don't even know what size this is, because I'm not there like in person to look at it.
So I definitely recommend when we first do our first listings is to have the item in front of us.
Yeah.
So I think in the beginning, I'm going to have you do a minimum of 7 listings here.
Yeah.
Right when you take the photos.
Okay.
So maybe even take 7 sets of photos.
Yeah.
List those 7 items right away because it's fresh.
Right.
And with those 7 items in front of you to make sure those go up.
Okay, cool.
And I recommend scheduling listings ahead. So on eBay, the other platforms don't have this. And one of the reasons why I like eBay is you can schedule listings ahead.
Oh,
so what you could do is on Tuesday when we come here, you could list 1 to start Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That way the algorithm thinks that you're active every single day. Because sometimes when you go onto a listing on a site, it'll say like seller last active
it does
1 week ago. And that doesn't look as good. That's why I like that daily listing concept.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I think that I would recommend, at least for eBay, Tuesday having them go live once a day. And now we're also starting to create the process of when do we send offer to watchers or offer to liker, sharing our closet if we're on Poshmark. So do you want to do that first thing when you wake up? Do you want to do it first thing when you get your work hours? Or can I ask what time you wake up?
I wake up at 7:38.
And 7:38?
7:30 or 8.
Oh, 8. Okay. And then I'm like 7:38. That's so specific. So okay. Then what do you do when you wake up?
I get ready.
You get ready.
Yeah.
Okay. So when do you start work?
At 9.
At 9. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been treating this like a job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in my morning call, a lot of people have been asking, like, why do I think you're gaining so much traction versus the other people?
Interesting.
And I think one of the things that you're doing is I think you're working more than most people. No offense to my audience, but like you're giving me all this feedback each time you come back. And it's a lot more feedback than most people I'm talking to.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, is it just because you're literally giving it like at least 30 hours a week of working? You're literally in the field talking to people. So I wanted to go over a couple of things that you noticed today, because what I'm trying to teach my audience is to look for things that are out of the ordinary and then try to make the best of it. So one example was you told me at Plato's Closet, they said it was a 3-hour wait.
Yeah.
So then what happens when they tell you that?
So for example, that day when it was a 3-hour wait, like I said, you always have to have a backup plan to the backup plan. I didn't want to feel like I was wasting those whole 3 hours. So I had a separate bag of a little bit more premium pieces that I was going to take to Wasteland. And so, I just decided, even though I was going to do Plato's, Wasteland, Crossroads, I already had my route. I was like, okay, I'm just going to have to start it early and skip to Wasteland and then come back, pick my items up, and then either from there see what time it is and go home, or maybe hit up another store. But I think I ended up going back home because by that time it was like already maybe like 3, and then traffic was just horrible. But so in that moment I had to decide, well, I'm not just going to wait for 2 hours, but I could have listed in those 2 hours. But I just decided to go to the city and then come all the way back. So backtracking is obviously something we try and avoid, but in this scenario, right, you never know what's going to happen throughout your day. You decided to go back. So this is interesting because the plan that we came up with was just like trying to hit 5 consignment shops twice a week. Yeah. And you've been consistently hitting 4. Would you say that? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So 4, is it because timing wise, or do you feel like you're getting enough from the 4, or what's happened so far? Because I know it's a lot of driving. It's 99% the timing wise. I feel like everything is just so unpredictable. For example, I could have my schedule, but if I'm not the first one in line at like Plato's when they open at 10, and there's 2 or 1 person ahead of me that has like 3 huge IKEA bags, that sets me back like 40 minutes. And then, for example, if that's 10, by the time I go to the other one, I'm getting there maybe at 11. By the time that's done, if I'm not the only person, maybe it's like 12:30, then I head to SF. And then by that time, it's for sure timing. Have you found that different shops have different line procedures? Yes. Buffalo Exchange, it's no line. You have to physically wait there, and it's just like, it's kind of like a trust system. Like you see people and then you're like, okay, they were first in me. At Wasteland, they have a little sign-in sheet. Plato's, you do the tablet, but you also have to be there. In Crossroads though, they have an app where you can already add your name to the list. So that's helped me out a good amount of times. So I think this is so important because every single store has a different procedure before. And you mentioned that you were there, but somebody else had like savesies because they had their stuff in front. Or why did those people get to go before you? Oh yeah. So for example, at Plato's, I got there maybe like 9:50, but someone already had like their bag at I'm assuming they were like right in their car, but they already had their bag set as like, okay, I'm first in line. And then someone else came and then they also set their bag down. And then by the next thing I knew, I was just like, damn, all of these people, they came in front of me, which I will say that isn't usually like, I've been doing this for a couple of weeks. That's like the first time like maybe things were just, everyone wanted to go that day. I don't know, but usually that doesn't happen to me. I would say I'm like the first one. But yeah, in that example, that sent me back like 40 minutes. I think people are
I don't want to say more desperate than ever, but things are really expensive right now. Like rent is going up for a lot of people, and the grocery bill is going up, transportation is going up.
Yeah, for
and everything is getting a lot older. People are like buying less new cars or trying to repair their old cars, and a lot of expenses are causing people to resell who've never resold before.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me that line is like that. Also in the summer, there's less work happening.
Yes.
People have less money.
Yeah.
So in the next few months, I'm hoping that in the fall, it's way busier.
I feel like the shopping will be busier, but the people selling will be way less busier.
Yeah.
But it's like a trade-off, because then also I feel like traffic is going to be way crazy. Like right now, that's something, because it's like right now I feel like I'm getting a little bit of traffic, but this isn't even like peak traffic, like during school year traffic. So I'm like, but
yeah, I think it's going to be intense.
Yeah.
Okay, so you found that there's a lot of things happening with, I'm sorry, let's back up. They're buying a good amount of stuff, you would say?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They are?
Yeah.
So do you think, what kinds of things are they taking or not taking?
Everywhere I've noticed they're being super specific on jeans. Nowhere's taking skinny jeans for me personally. Like everywhere I go, even if they're rag and bone, even if they're like frame, which are like, $200, $300 jeans, they are not taking them if they are skinny jeans.
Wow.
Yeah, like the trend right now is like super baggy, like a little bit high-waisted baggy, but skinny jeans, they're not taking them.
We are selling men's jeans right now.
Yeah.
And in men's jeans, the sizes that don't sell are like 28, 29, 30.
Interesting.
And for women's sizing, 28, 29, 30 is pretty good. That's like size 6 through 10. And so we were trying to sell them as women's jeans, and I had the women working here wear them. Yeah. But the slim fit for men is like a skinny fit for women, and it's very out of style, and it's not popular. Yeah. But the straight fit for guys is a little bit baggier, and it's even called boyfriend cut on some women's jeans. They even sell it like that. It's more straight, so it's almost like it's still not baggy. Yeah. But a men's straight's like the skinniest on trend. Yeah. And also men's jeans are not high waist. So they're like mid. They're not low either. Yes. But like mid rise. Not as popular as high rise. Yeah. So like you can tell on the pricing. Guys don't wear high rise really. Yeah. Pretty much mid. Skinny jeans for men still do okay. Yeah. Skinny straight, and then the athletic taper is also something that I don't know the equivalent of that for women, but for men the athletic means a bigger thigh. I bet those are flattering for women because of hips. So, but I don't know. I mean, it's interesting how even in one category can be that wide of a variance. Yeah. So yeah, for me, skinny jeans have not been doing good. Graphic tees, that is like, that always does good unless it has a stain or something. But yeah, if you have a good graphic tee, they're taking it for sure. Anything like a trendy brand like Dickies, Carhartt, those brands are different. It doesn't matter if they're stained, because I feel like it's almost even a trend to have them like cut up and like stained. Or thrashed. Yeah, so those, even if it's a little bit trash, they'll take it still. Basically go, like, depending on the area, like what the younger people are wearing, and that like they're gonna take all of that in. So some people in my audience were mad at me because they're like, how can Les know so much about clothing so quickly? And so I was like, she's just working hard. But now I can concede a little bit that you know a lot more. And the reason why I bring that up is because you brought your boyfriend. Yes. And he was not finding bangers, apparently. No, oh my gosh. Maybe a clip will be, or no, this is a podcast on a YouTube video, because I did record. But yeah, he would just like hold up a piece and he would be like, oh, is this good? Which, I mean, yeah, the item, like no stain, like nothing wrong with it. And I would be like, I don't even think I could pay them to take that in. Like, it was just not good piece at all. And then, yeah, it made me realize that learning about clothes is actually hard, and it would probably take him like a few weeks for sure, the minimum a few weeks, to really like be at the level like that. I feel like that, not like in a cocky way, that like I am, where I can be like, okay, yeah, this would sell, this wouldn't. Because for him, he's like, okay, all of this is a good condition, like it's, and I'm like, yeah, but it's deeper than that. Yeah,
Like,
it's good
it's
condition,
deeper than
good
that.
brand, on style,
Yes.
certain keywords.
Yeah.
So a couple of updates on, right now we're working on creating that online.
Yeah.
You've had another sale happened on Depop.
Yes. Yeah. What was it? It was
The Pele jacket.
Oh yeah. I think that one, you know how you were talking about when you Google something and it comes up like in the Google search, my jacket would come up in the Google search. If I would search, like when I searched Pell, because I wanted to see, because it sold, like it was just getting a bunch of likes and it sold like fairly quickly. So I Googled like how much the jacket cost again. And I Googled Pell Studio Brown leather jacket, and my jacket came up on the Google search.
Your actual one.
Yeah, the one, my listing.
Yeah.
So that that was like a listing that was getting a lot of likes. So I feel like to some degree it was like on a main page or something.
This is interesting because when you first got it, and we looked at it, the soles are not promising because it's not like the Wilson leather jacket is at a lot of thrift stores. It's kind of a vintagey item. It was kind of popular like late 90s, early 2000s, but there's not a lot of them sold. So like, this is a weird thing because it's not like people are not looking for it, especially now that Y2K is starting to become more trendy. It's almost like they forgot about that jacket. And I thought this might sit, this is one of those items that can sit forever on eBay and never sell, right? But it's sold on Depop for a really good amount, sold for $35. I think that's good. Of course, the jacket is $200 new or more. These are expensive jackets.
Yes, because I went to Wasteland and they had given it was like a long black leather jacket and it was like women's like really good size. And they had it priced at $150. And then it had me thinking like, then I was like, okay, wait, like how much is my jacket actually? Because why is this $150? But yeah, it was interesting. Like I was like, what?
I think it's so narrow too because like I'd rather you have a like early 2000s Nike windbreaker that you had that I feel like really so many people could wear. Like 80% of women could wear that. But that leather jacket is so niche. I feel like for the person who wants that jacket, the lady who rocks that, $150 is fine. It's perfect for her. But it's like not a lot of people are looking for it. So that I don't know. Are people typing in vintage jacket and searching high to low? And you're looking for that lady who's looking for rare, cool, expensive. She doesn't care how much it is. She wants unique. Or are they going low to high? I need a leather jacket. Who has the best deal?
I feel like my search was definitely in some type of like someone just looking at leather jackets because every day it was getting like 3 likes, which I feel like for Depop that's like a good amount. This
is something crazy that you're right. If you type your item into Google and it pops up, that means that the platform, eBay or Poshmark, is paying for that keyword because they think it's going to convert. And
then also too, like the pictures were, like we talked about, the pictures were good.
I think your pictures look awesome. The whole store looks professional, and it's such a cheap, less than $1 setup. It's just a screw on the wall. So I'm pretty jazzed that is working for you. So I think that I've not been telling you literally what to do. I said you should go to 5 stores. You came up with 4 being a little bit better for you. I told you that, like I didn't even tell you about Facebook Marketplace, but you've now had 2 sales? Or 3? 2.
Well, yesterday I had a sale. It was like 2 bundles in one. So it's technically like 2, 3.
So what are you putting on Facebook Marketplace?
When I go to the bins and I grab a box, sometimes there's a lot of like specific, like, okay, all of this closes like 12 to 24 months in boys. And so when it's to that point and it's like in really good condition, I kind of thought like, I feel like there is a market for this probably. And then, so I've just been grabbing the clothes only if I see though that it's like 20 to 30 pieces, not like if it's like 3 pieces, it's not worth it. And I've just been like grabbing that and then like laying it out on the floor and just posting it on Marketplace. And like I'll get a bunch of messages, but it's like depending on someone actually, like coming through. Like the one I sold yesterday, it was on for like a week, but she bought like both of my bundles and it was $20. So I'm like, not bad.
Got it. I want to talk a little bit about Whatnot. Last week, I think you sold 6 items. So you sold 6 items and it was not surprisingly, but all to the same person.
Yeah.
So that I think is something important because you can find a good buyer on Whatnot. They call them whales. So if you have a good amount of whales who support you, then you'll be good.
Yeah.
They're actually adding more reward systems. So you can be like, if you buy from me all the time, you get 10% off, free shipping. You can like keep adding on all these things that help the people who really like you. And I've noticed that before the chat, we talked about a lot of stuff building up because you could end up with the stuff at the bins is so cheap. You could end up with a truck full in just a month.
Yeah.
So today we're going to try where you sell some bulk on Whatnot.
Yeah.
And like if it doesn't sell for $1, put 2 and be like, okay, 2 for $1. Okay, no, 3 for $1. Let's go, guys.
Yeah.
And then hopefully somebody else at home can get a big bundle of stuff for really cheap. I'm excited to see how that works because I almost wonder, like, is it possible to keep it really small, like literally one bedroom of stuff and make a full-time living, or do you really need like a studio?
Well, I feel like that's why I like consignment because I'm just trying to get I'm not the type, I like having a bunch of things. I'm trying to get rid of these items pretty quickly. And that's why I do like consignment because it's like, every week I'm getting rid of like all of these bags of clothes and I'm just grabbing new things, but still also being able to keep a few pieces to list online. Yeah. So I've been liking that.
I love it. Okay. So this week we're going to start our listing goal. It's kind of scary. Yeah. But it's going to be at least 7 a week.
Okay, that's totally doable.
We're going to average at least 1 a day and get that process going. Cool. And now we'll start our baseline. And our finish line is at least 10 sales a day. Okay. So I think this is a good, for everyone at home, you set your goal at 10. Yeah. You're starting literally as low as it goes, which is 1 a day. Yeah. And that is, I do agree with you though, that doing 1 listing a day is pretty tedious and kind of not that many. Yeah. So I'd rather you do 7 on Tuesday. Yeah. And extra credit. Yeah. Through the rest of the week if you have extra time.
For sure.
What do you want to work on this week?
This week, I feel like right now, I actually want, like after we finish filming this and it's going to be my Whatnot stream, I'm excited to see if I get more viewers or if I sell more things when my title is going to be like $1, $3 starts. So yeah, I kind of want to work on kind of like tweaking with Whatnot a little bit more because I feel like I've been on the platform a little bit more and I'm realizing that people are spending for sure. And it's a little bit fun, like to be on live and just be like, hey guys. But yeah, and then just keep on working on our schedule that's going and seeing what's good, what's not.
I'm going to give you some homework. Okay. So every week I'm going to give you some homework. This homework is I need you to get 2 accordion files. Okay. So accordion files open up and they have like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So I want to get 2 of those. They're really cheap, or you get them at the dollar store. Hopefully we can spend under $10. I want one in the car and then I want one at home. Okay. So when you're out, gas, laundry, bins, I want you to get a receipt and file it in there.
Cool. I've been keeping my receipt, so.
Perfect. Yeah. So the accordion file will be how you collect them. Yeah. Then when you go to your computer, I want you to enter them in to a system, then transfer it from your little accordion file to the big one that lives at home. Okay. So you can get used to categorizing all of your expenses on the inside. And then we'll go over categorizing your inputs. So like then you have money coming in minus whatever's in the accordion file and that'll be your taxes. Okay. So I'm excited to get that going. I thought we could do it last week, but I ran out of time. Yeah. And it's also like, it takes some time to really sit down.
Yeah. I feel like, not gonna lie, I feel like that's what gets me. Yeah. Like I'm not really like I like inputting things on the computer type person. No. But it's fine.
So I'm hoping Tuesday is our like accounting date. Okay. We get it done. Yeah. Everyone in the Chris universe does it on Tuesdays.
Yeah, I would see that. That would make things better. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you guys next week.